عاقل ما دام عنده عاقل ثبت عليه هذا الواجب سواء هو مسلم أم لا. وقلنا بالذي هذا الواجب العقلي قبل أن يكون واجب شرعي. هذا هو كان درسنا قبل. That's about our previous lesson. What are we going to talk about today? About our belief in taqlid bil-furuq. What do we believe in? Our belief in taqlid bil-ijtihad and bil-mujtahid. We'll take about 20 minutes to finish that, and we'll take questions and debate, if any, comments, if any, towards the end of that. Yeah? Sorry. All right. Okay, we said that our religion consists of two parts: usul al-din, what we believe in, and furu al-din, how we practice our religion. Some of furu al-din is straightforward, yeah, and we can accept that without any doubt or debate. For instance, salah. Salah is wajib in Islam. We don't really need to do any research to find this out, or zakat, or so. This part of our furu al-din is quite straightforward. So what we are saying? We are saying we don't need any taqlid in this Messiah, in those topics. These topics are very, very easy to comply. We know that it's wajib. But some other part of our fiqh is not as straightforward as that. It's quite complex, quite complicated. It requires interpretation, it requires scientific research, investigation. This part of this scientific research, this investigation to those topics, we call them ijtihad. This part of our religion is quite difficult to comply. Now, if I am as a responsible, kal-mukallif, if I decide to comply with this part of my religion, then logically, there's only three ways to go about it. Way number one, I can do personally myself, do this research. Go through investigation, through research in person, if I am suitably qualified. Yeah? That's one way to go about it. Way number two, I can look into whatever is doubtful there and take a precaution. If there's multiple possibilities, if I can do it this way or can do it that way, I can do both ways and be on safe side. That would be way number two. Or I can take a third way. I can look if I can accept the judgment of a qualified scientist. If there's somebody who is qualified and somebody who has done this research already, I can simply accept his view. That would be the third way. يعني شو نقول هنا؟ نقول عندنا أصول الدين الذي هو عقيدتنا، وعندنا فروع الدين الذي هو نحن أعمالنا يعني فقهنا. وفي فروع الدين في الفقه في مسائل كلش واضحة، كمثلا وجوب الصيام. مسألة واضحة ما يحتاج إلى تقليد. وفي مسائل مركبة مش بهذا البسط، يعني مسائل الذي واحد ما يقدر يفهمها إلا بالاجتهاد، بالطريقة الاجتهاد. وفي هذه المسائل كالمكلف إذا أنا أريد أطبق هذه المسائل عندي ثلاثة طرق. الطريق الأول أنا أجتهد بنفسي، أروح أدور أجد أشوف شنو شلون شاف وماكو، أجد طريق. هذا الأول. ولازم عندي علم، ولازم جهد هنا، ولازم عزم هنا. الطريق الثاني أحتاج إذا في مثلا مخلوطة ما أدري هنا هيك يسوي يم هيك يسوي هيك وهيك خلاص أحتاج. الطريق الثالث اتبع مجتهد، آخذ بالفتوى الآخرين الذي اجتهدوا في هذا المسألة. هذا ثلاثة طرق الذي عندنا. زين. What we have said now, we said there's the three ways around that, yeah? It means if somebody is going to do one of these, it means this somebody is doing his best in search of truth. This is only a logical and fair request for somebody to do. For instance, let me give you an example. If I want to pray somewhere, and I'm not sure which way is Qibla, what do I have to do? I have to do my best to try and to find the Qibla. And once I have done my best, that's it, I find that I did my best research, and that seems to be Qibla. I pray that, and it's maqbool, inshallah. The same in this topic. We do our best. Once we take one of these three roads, we have done our best in search of truth. And if we follow that, we should be okay. Okay, what if somebody doesn't do any of the above? What if I don't do my personal research, I don't take precautions, and I don't follow any mujtahid? I go and do it somehow. We say here that this would invalidate our a'mal. يعني شو نقول إذا واحد مثلا لا يحتاج ولا يجتهد نفسه ولا يتبع المجتهد. شو نقول أعماله باطل. يعني باطل يعني شلون؟ What do we mean when we say it invalidates his a'mal? How invalidates his a'mal and why? An immediate question that comes in mind, is that fair? If somebody tries, prays, etc., and then we say, you know what, your a'mal is invalid. It's not quite straightforward, it's not alaykum salam wa rahmatullah. It's not like quite straightforward. We are not saying that no, whatever he prayed, it's in vain. It's not like that. It doesn't invalidate his a'mal by cancelling it, but because if I do that, I'm on my own. Example, if I take doctor's advice to take any medicine, and I go and medicine doesn't work, I can sue doctor, I can sue hospital, whatever, because that was his advice. But if I walk to the pharmacy and take any medicine, and if it works, okay, fine. But if it doesn't, then I am on my own here. That's my personal responsibility. So this is an example. Why is that? Because as a responsible person, I haven't done my best in search of truth. What happens effectively, if somebody does not follow mujtahid, what happens here, he either does his personal research without being suitably qualified himself. By looking at the book, he reads Quran, he says, oh, it seems to me that that's the way it should be. Yeah? I'm not suitably qualified. I take Quran, read it, I say, well, that looks the way it should be. Or I ask somebody, what do you think it is? And he said, well, I think that's the way. So effectively, I'm following this guy. Whatever he's saying, I'm following him. And he's not suitably qualified either. So it's like talking to your neighbor. I said, look, I have a pain in my, what do you think? What should I take? And say, well, take this should help, Or I think, oh, I don't feel great, so I will take this one, As an example. Having talked about that, we often hear somebody saying that, why should I follow somebody? Why should I follow mujtahid? In this time of ours, when we live, I'm anti-intelligent now. Why should I mimic somebody? Why should I copy somebody? Now, we really got to understand. We really got to understand. We need a better wording here. We've got to understand this meaning of word of taqleed. Taqleed is not mimicking somebody. Taqleed, it's not even following somebody. As a matter of fact, we follow Imam. We follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Follow Rasulullah alayhi wa sallam. We follow A'immat al-Adhar. But in time, when Imam is absent, Taqleed is acceptance of the best available scientific evidence that is out there. And it's only Imam who is qualified to guarantee 100% truth. But Taqleed, it's the best research that is available there. And by following Taqleed, well, logically and scientifically, accept the best truth that is available out there. I think that among our community, there is a misunderstanding of taqleed and sometimes rejection. And I think it comes from shaitan. When we misunderstand the word of taqleed, and there's a certain takabbur, and say, why should I follow this guy? You know, and suddenly we are rejected. يعني شو نقول؟ نقول أعمالنا بعدم وجود التقليد باطل. مو باطل بالشكل الذي خسرنا كل شيء. لا. بس باطل بالشكل الذي نحن ما جحدنا وما عظمنا لأن نجد الحقيقة، لأن الحقيقة ما يعرفها إلا إمام، والمجتهد شو يسوي؟ المجتهد يدور وبحسب علمه هو يجد، هو أقرب شيء، هو بحسب علمه وجد هذا، يمكن صحيح يمكن غلط، بس شاحب الشارع آتانا هذا الفاسيلتي. قال إذا اتبعت المجتهد وأخذت بفتواه وهو المجتهد اجتهد ووجد هذا ولو غلط أنا أقبل. والباقي الإخوان ما يتهمون هذا صحيح، يقولون هذا مجتهد، أنا شنو؟ ليش يعني هو بشر وأنا بشر، ليش أنا مقلد؟ يعني تقليد هو مو بمعناه لا نستعيذ بالله هو العليا ونحن صغار، هو شيء يقول نحن اتبعنا على بشر، لا، هو إمام ما موجود، إمام الوحيد الذي يعرف شنو حقيقة، إمام ما موجود، وفي عدم وجود إمام هو النائب الآن، هو يدور يجحد يعظم يدور حقيقة، إذا وجد إذا صح إذا غلط مو مشكلة، اتبعناه وأخذنا بالفتوى وهي مقبولة إن شاء الله. ولذلك نحن لازم نفتهم هذه كلمة التقليد صحيح جدا، وما نأتي طريق للشيطان حتى يحصل فينا تكبر ونحن ما نقبل بالتقليد. التقليد مسألة بسيطة جدا ونحن نقلد مجتهد فيها. زين، هذه في مسألة التقليد اللي بالفروع. الآن في عقيدتنا في الاجتهاد. What about our belief in اجتهاد؟ اجتهاد is واجب الكفاية for community in absence of imam, as opposed to واجب العين. What do we mean by that? واجب الكفاية is something that is واجب for entire community, and when somebody from the community does that, the rest of us are not responsible anymore. Yeah? كان تشريع الجنازة. If a Muslim brother has died, it is wajib for the entire community to perform his burial. If somebody does perform the burial, the rest of the community are okay. If nobody performs the burial, entire community will be punished. So this is wajib al-kifaya, as opposed to wajib al-aini, as-salah. When everybody has to do it for himself, and if you do it, I still have to do that. Yeah?